everyone, in this video, we will be dividing polynomial functions using synthetic division. So let's take this first example right here. So we're supposed to divide 3x to the fourth plus x cubed minus 7x squared minus 3x plus 1 divided by x minus 2. We can actually rewrite this in fraction form. Okay, so we need to figure out what is the quotient when we divide these two polynomials right here. So using the synthetic division, we need to write all of the coefficients only. So in this case right here, we have a 3. So I'm just going to go ahead and write 3. And then we have 1, and then negative 7, negative 3, and 1. And then after this, we are going to divide it. Now, when we divide it, we use the root for this factor right here. So we're going to use the zero product property to determine the x, which is actually positive 2. Or the fastest way that we remember is we switch the sign of this. Since this is a negative, then we go ahead and say we divide this by positive 2. So then we go ahead and do the synthetic division now. So what are we going to do first is to bring the 3 down. It's always whatever that number is, you bring it down. So I put 3 here. The next thing that we're going to do is to multiply 2 and 3. And then whatever the answer is, so 2 times 3 is 6, then I'll put that in here. So this would be a 6, and we add these two together. So 1 plus 6 is 7. And we do the same thing. 2 times 7 is 14, and that's the one that I write here. So this is 14, and we add these two together. So negative 7 plus 14 is a positive 7. And then we do the same thing. 2 times 7 is 14, and we write it up here. So this is 14, and we add these two together. That is a positive 11. And we do the same thing. 2 times 11 is 22. So I'm just going to write that up here. So that's 22, and then we add these two, so that is 23. So then we go ahead and write the variables for each of these. Now, since this is to the fourth power, we remember that we are going to subtract 1 from the exponent. So if that is to the fourth power, then we start with the third power. So this means this is x to the third. This is, and then we just have to go down x to the third, and then we just have to go down x squared. This is x, and then this is the constant. So then we can go ahead and write the answer as 3x to the third, and then we have a plus 7x squared, and then we have a plus 7x, and then we have a constant plus 11, and then the remainder is 23, so that's a positive 23 over whatever is the denominator here, that is x minus 2. So when we are going to divide these two polynomials right here, it will come out to this answer right there. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. So we are going to write f of x over g of x. So we can have this in fraction form as so we need to figure out what is the quotient between these two polynomials. Now notice the difference between this from the previous example. As you can see here, if we look at the exponent, that's 5. It jumped all the way to 3. Then it jumped to 2. And there's no exponent of 1. And then it went down to the constant. So if in any case we are missing an exponent, we are going to have a placeholder on that particular spot. And we are going to use 0x to the power of that exponent. So in this case right here, since we're missing x to the fourth, so then we can go ahead and rewrite this as 2x fifth plus 0x to the fourth. So I have to insert the 0x to the fourth, so it's not missing in there. And then we have a plus 2x to the third minus x squared. So as you can see, the exponents now are in descending order. 5, 4, 3, 2. And then we don't have an exponent of 1, so I can go ahead and add 0x plus 1. So anytime we miss an exponent, we have to put a 0x to the power of that missing exponent. And then we are going to divide this by x plus 1. So they are pretty much the same thing. We just added 0. So pretty much this doesn't mean anything, but when we use the synthetic division to divide this, it's not going to work if we don't put a placeholder. That means if you don't put these two 0x to the fourth and 0x right here. So then from here, we can go ahead and use the synthetic division, but we are going to use this instead of this since we already filled in 0 to the missing spots. So then I show the work down here. So I'm going to write 2, then 0, then we have 2, negative 1, 0, and 1. So I'm going to divide this by, remember, we are going to switch this, or we use the zero product property to determine the x. So this is a negative 1. So then we go ahead and do the synthetic division for this. So we bring this down. So this will come out at 2. And then we are going to multiply these two. Negative 1 times 2 is a negative 2. And I put that in here. So that's a negative 2. And add these together. So that comes out a negative 2. And then I will repeat the process. Negative 2 times negative 1 is a positive 2. Then I put that in here. So then that's a positive 2. We add this. So that's a 4. Then I will do the rest of these. Okay, so what are we going to do next is we are going to use this. Remember that the exponent of the quotient here will be 1 less than the exponent that is given to us. Since that is raised to the power 5, I'm going to go ahead and say x to the fourth, x to the third, x to the second power, x, and that's a constant. And this is our remainder. So then we can go ahead and rewrite this as 2x to the power 4 minus 2x to the third power plus 4x squared minus 5x plus 5. And then the remainder is minus, that's gonna be 4 over this one right here, x plus 1. And this is the quotient of these two polynomials right there when we divide it. Did you get the same answers as this? Good. Perfect. If you find this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!